Alright, today I'm going to try to show you the ultimate practice on CMYK separations. I've been doing this for a long time. This is what I get for my best results for screen printing. So we're going to give it a go on some customer file that was sent over. It's always good preference if you can start with RGB mode and having a white background and a transparent image. This will create your underbase. So if you're just doing white shirts, great, you don't need it, flatten it and ready to go. There are a numbers of steps to create the best outcome on a t-shirt garment. As you see visually, it's great. You print it out on paper, it's going to be great. T-shirts is a whole different beast, and we need to make sure that we get rid of all the excess data that's hidden in the image and calibrate the colors for the press as it prints on a garment. One of the first things you want to do is we're going to go over here to image and adjust your contrast. I always use Legacy because it's just a little bit more powerful, and you really don't need that much. You might want to go 5–6%. No matter what the image is, you're just going to hit OK. That's going to eliminate some of the miscellaneous information, get it a little bit sharper. Second, you're going to go to Image, Adjust, Selective Color. Now you're going to select the neutrals. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it to a value of 5 on each color. And what that eliminates is a lot of the grays in the artwork, a lot of the neutral colors that will just muddy up the images. So you're kind of deleting that little bit of stuff. It's minute. You can't even see it change most of the time. You can see a hair, but it's not noticeable to the naked eye a lot of times, but good for the press. The computer will recognize all that miscellaneous information. All right, so we got our selected color. Third, you're going to go to Image, Adjust, and go to Hue, Saturation. Now we want to saturate the image. You want to make the colors brighter than what they are visibly on the screen. The press will recognize this. Now you can see as this design actually doesn't do a whole lot compared to others that I've messed around with. If you go down saturation backwards, it changes colors. And again, you can actually see the green change right now at 25%. And this regular image is kind of dull. So we want to brighten everything up. That's why we're kind of saturating it. And I'm actually liking this one about 25% to get some better of the greens out. Most of the colors did not change, but the greens did. So I'm going to go, and you probably don't want to go more than 25. Sometimes it's only 6 that you will on saturation. So that's your preference on what looks best as far as brightening up the colors. All right, we're going to hit OK on that. What are we at? Number 4. We're going to go to Adjust Levels now. So levels now, we're getting our absolutely black areas and our absolutely white areas. So with holding down Option or Alt, I'm going to take the mouse and I'm going to move this cursor up until I actually see black in the artwork again, which there you go. You can kind of see the guitar pointed right up. So that's my absolutely black area. Now you're going to hold Alt again and go on this side, and you're going to go until you actually get, whoops, should have stopped there, until this white starts appearing again. And so we're about right there. And I'm going to hit OK. Now what are we on? 5. You're going to adjust the, you're going to change the mode to lab color. We're not going to merge because we're going to keep our white canvas in the background. So now you see on here we got lightness. We're going to go to lightness, and we're going to sharpen this. Now what this does is going to get you a better highlight base. It's going to bring out more white. So we're going to sharpen, unsharp mask, and we're going to sharpen the area a little bit. So we got, as you can see, it's a little bit blurry. pointed out. I think the values are okay there as what I got it. And basically that's just going to help out the highlight base a lot. And it's going to clean up some of the fuzzier edges a little bit too, and to help out in the print. Once you adjust that, you're going to go back to RGB mode. And we're not going to merge again. We're going to keep that background. And really, I think that is all your final steps. So we are going to duplicate this, and we're going to get our white base going. We're just going to double check the colors here. I'm going to actually black with 0000. Okay, and I am going to fill this. Oh, how come I can't see it? There we go. Edit fill. Foreground color. So now we got our white base. So we got a black background. We're going to be able to create our white base. So we're going to go to image mode, grayscale, and we're going to go ahead and merge this now. Discard. And to create our white base, we're just going to actually make a negative out of this. Now, generally, you can do a white and a highlight white. This one's not a lot of pieces, so I'm just going to do one base right now. So I am going to actually adjust the curves and bring up my white base. I usually do about 3/4. That's generally works out of all the designs. Again, depending on the design, hey, do you want to go back some? Do you want to not have so much white lay down? You can judge on that. I rarely use the center. But generally, like this one, okay, I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way, hit OK. And now I've got my white base. I'm going to drag and drop that over to my, oops. I'm going to drag and drop the channels over into the channels area and create my channels. Now I have accustomed to just kind of make it green all the time, just so I know that's my white base. And of course I can name it white base. And now let's go back to RGB, click that off, and we can flatten this now because now we just want to deal with the CMYK part. And we're going to go to image mode, CMYK. So pretty much the values should change quite a bit. Now we've got all of our CMYK mode options. And the only last thing you want to do is adjust for the pressure on the press. There's always a 20 to 30% dot gain when printing, and that's the amount of squeegee in the ink getting pressed through that screen. So we're going to adjust curves one more time while it's in CMYK mode, or adjust per color if you want. But always use your best discretion and kind of know your press and your inks that you're using. So I know generally our inks go a little bit higher, so I'll take the middle range usually and kind of go up, compensating for that dot gain. So a little bit brighter it is on the screen, the more dot gain is going to get while printing. Now the magenta is always more powerful than usually the other colors, so I'm going to adjust the magenta up just a hair as well. I'm going to hit OK. At this point I would actually put my reg marks on here. I'll put it as is, but as we got our CMYK, and again, clicking off onto my base, I've got that knocked down, and that is it. Does it?